Right folks, welcome back to Fishing with Kirk. So it's Friday the 13th of June. Woke up this morning over at ADH Fisheries. The plan was I was going to do another 48 across there on the Blackcomb Lake. But when I got there, it was pretty clear the fish were spawning. There was a few lads packing up who were meant to be there for the weekend, but the fish were crashing and thrashing and no one had caught anything. So I just thought, I'm going to leave them to it. Because I knew Mike was fishing over at Trent View, so I picked the phone up to Mike at 7 o'clock this morning and said, can I join you on that double peg? And he kindly said yes. So here we are, Trent View. We're on peg, double peg 6 and 7. It's up the little sort of corner arm where there's no fishing on the far side. It's generally a pretty good area for this time of year. It's quite shallow, probably got about 5 foot at the maximum, and there's a fair bit of kind of silkweed on the bottom. So I've been out with the boat, found a couple of spots. Probably about 90 yards I'd say, 7 or 8 metres off the far bank just before it goes really shallow. I found a couple of harder spots, so I've dropped a couple of baits on there and I've scattered quite a lot of spicy fish and lake pellet out there using the bait spreader on the bait boat. And then with the other rod I've just pub chucked a solid bag to where the deeper suggested there was a couple of fish showing kind of literally right in the middle, so I've just lobbed that roughly where the deeper suggested, just to get us fishing. And yeah, it's a really warm day. It's about 25-26 degrees, so a little bit hot. The wind's blowing down the other end of the lake at the minute, but that is forecast to turn around this evening, so hopefully there's a few fish in the bay with it being shallow, and then hopefully a few will get on it this evening and give us a chance of a few fish. There's some crackers in here. There's about 5 or 6 40 plus. The biggest fish is called Gutsy. I think that was about £46 when it last came out. So some proper ones. There's well over 100 30s in here, and there's literally over 1,000 20s. So tons of fish, but it's a big old lake. It's 26 acres. I fished it a couple of times in the winter and not caught. So I'm hoping I can break my duck today. But we are on some pretty favourable pegs for the time of year. We've got 48 hours, so yeah, fingers crossed we'll catch. So we're going to do a bit of a giveaway in this episode. Steve from West Yorkshire Baits has kindly given me some hook baits to give away to one lucky viewer. So all I need you to do is head over to the West Yorkshire Baits Facebook page. So I'll put a picture of that here. So West Yorkshire Baits. Go on there, take a look at the different types of boilies and baits that are available. Right, so all I need you to do is comment in this video the name of some of the boilies that West Yorkshire Baits supply, just so I know you've been on the website, and then you will be in with a chance of winning some hook baits. So Steve's kindly given me some spicy fish wafters, and mega absolutely stink, some squid pop-ups. Look at them, they're actually look luminous. And then finally we got some fruit special pop-ups which smell absolutely delightful, in 12mm there. So 3 really nice hook baits, all free of charge. All you got to do, go onto West Yorkshire Baits Facebook page, have a look, and then comment in this video some of the boilies that you'd like the look of and you'd like to use in a future session, and we'll take it from there. Right, what's happened, Ruby?
I don't know.
What's happened? We've got ourselves a big bad Barry, haven't we? Absolutely nailed. Look at him. Look at that for a hook hold. Catch and release. It's all about catch and release. Right folks, fish on. It's about 3 AM. Mike's had a couple, up to £20, and now my solid bag rig's just gone off. Seen quite a few shows to the far side as the day's gone on, and then towards the evening some fish down the middle, so we've both put a solid bag out about halfway across, and this is what's gone off, a solid bag rig. get in there. Nice fish. Right folks, just after 4, get the rod back out. That's what we caught on. Basically, solid bag, bit of squid, smart liquid in it, a little red wafter. I'm just taking that out to approximately halfway. With the scattering house pellets over the top, so let's get this out and hopefully we can get another one before the sun comes out and it gets too warm. Right folks, it's 5 AM. Not really had much sleep actually, because just as I was putting my fish back, got all that sorted. Mike's got one in the net. And one on, so pretty much a double take. So yeah, it's all going on. Quite a few fish showing as well, sort of on first light. As I was getting the other rod done, there was quite a lot of carp in the bay, and also just sort of on the edge of it. In terms of where we're fishing, we've got a bush as a marker, this bush here, and we've got basically 2 rods, I'd say 7 or 8 metres off the far bank. It just looks really nice with the deeper, it's like a real kind of hard bottom. And then I've actually caught probably about here. So yeah, solid bag about halfway across for my fish. Mike's had 3 on the solid bag, and this fish now just came to a standard sort of bait over the baited area. Yeah, there's fish topping everywhere now. There are plenty of big ones in here though, so by law of averages, you'll eventually hook a 50.
Yeah. I don't like that pivot in the line. Come on, weed, come on.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of weed there, isn't there?
That's not big, no, it's just loads of weed. Oh, that's why the leads come off and gone up the line.
Yeah, the tubing's moved up as well, hasn't it? Maybe it's all about the yellow baits.
Could be yellow bait. Yeah.
Gosh, nailed. Nice one, mate.
Lovely times.
So that's the bait. I'll just put some more fresh bait in. You can see this has been washed out. Soft. Lost its colour. And this. And this is a fresh one. Really quite hard to squeeze. That was crazy, wasn't it? It must have dropped back an absolute mile.
How fast did that fish move then?
Very.
I've never seen a fish move that fast.
Small ones move quickly, that's why.
It's a big hide reef. We've had an arrival.
Maybe I just need to be more patient.
Need a bit of patience.
Yeah, I want a bit.
You want to be it?
Out.
Well, you can't. I'm going to go in the water, I think.
You need. Oh, you've got to.
It's going in.
Oh, I'm not going in.
You can have a look at it, though, Rooster. I can't believe you've not seen a fish yet. That's insane. I can't believe I've not had any sleep yet. That's also insane.
I've had.
You've had great sleep.
When you eventually went to sleep, didn't you? Oh, hello.
Hello, fishy, fishy.
If I had to bet, I think it's an angry common. Commons go fast, I think. Mirrors just kind of wallow around going, you, whereas commons go like that.
Hi, mate.
The comeback is on.
Come back in, all right. Not even knock it off with there. 42 inch disgorger.
Got a big tail on him, that's why.
So we can lift it.
Big paddle.
So we can paddle.
Hello. Look at that.
Crazy under the right tip.
Crazy Chris.
Is that what we're going to call it?
Crazy Perch.
Crazy Chris. Come on, fella.
Crazy Chris.
Here we go. There we go. Nice fish.
Fishy.
Rooster. 5 up top. Woo.
Hello.
We got another one.
Typical Trent View world in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Go away from me, Daddy.
Feed it in presentation, mate.
Right, fish number 2 to the solid bag. Another cracking looking mirror. Let's get out and have a look. Number 2 on the solid bag. I've not had a bite of my long line, which is a little bit disconcerting, so I put quite a bit of bait out there and seen some fish out there, so I've changed it up a little bit. I'm going to put a Illusion D rig out there, fished it a little bit longer, just because there's quite a bit of weed out there, so I just want this to sort of sit on top of the weed. Every time I've reeled in from that longer line, there's been a load of weed all over the lead, so I'm just a bit paranoid that the bait's dropping down and getting lost in the weed. So we're going to swap to Illusion D on that line and keep going. I've just put the bag out pretty much where I got that previous bite. Conditions are a lot better today, it's not quite as warm, so yeah, fingers crossed, we'll get another one on the bank. Yeah, this is the weed I'm trying to avoid. Every time I'm bringing in my rigs, got this stuff on it. I don't know what it is, but it's really, really strong. It's not hard to take off the hook, quite fibrous. And yeah, everything seems to be getting stuck in that, so slip D, try to sit on top of it, and hopefully get ourselves another bite soon. Right folks, it's a bit of a Four Seasons day today, so 1 minute it's raining, then it's windy, now it's sunny. Just got my fish back, just got the rods repositioned. There's a really, really angry swan on here, so just be careful, because apparently it's sunk 5 bait boats. Can you believe that? So yeah, we had a bit of fun with it chasing the bait boat, but the bait spreader deployed when it got near soon sorted it out. But yeah, Mike has just literally had a run, so let's see what he's got on the end of the rod. Maybe it's massive and wrapped in weed. So this was tight over, was it, Mike, in the shallow water?
2 foot this one.
2 foot, wow.
That's the first bite we've had in 2 foot, which, considering it was 26 degrees yesterday, is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of scum forming on the far bank, doesn't it? You know, underneath the trees, what's dropped in.
Yeah, it does.
That normally spelled fish in the match fishing days if you got a scummy corner.
We did.
Right, we just had to drop the camera there, but we've got a fish in the net. But basically, the line got completely weeded up. So you can see here, all the line and all the weed, all the way up to the top of the rod. So basically, poor old Mike couldn't reel it in, so he's had to walk backwards. I've had to grab the line and basically handball it in. But yeah, we've somehow, teamwork makes the dream work. We've somehow ended up with a fish in the net. Look at this fella. Nice fish. Le Bash. Right, it's 2 o'clock. It's been pretty quiet for about 4 hours. No signs, no bites. The wind's kind of hacking down the other end of the lake, which is pretty much what happened yesterday. So I'm having a bit of a rethink. I've just had a little sleep just to refresh myself, get my beauty sleep. I'm going to bring all 3 rods kind of in onto that middle line. So we saw a lot of fish down there yesterday, and the majority of our bites have come from down the middle. So I'm just going to have a lead around now, get the boat out and try find some fairly clear spots. And I'm just going to fish 2 solid bags down the middle and probably a third on the Illusion D, just to try sit on top of any weed. So we're going to have a bit of a rethink, probably not put the rods out till about 6, and then pile pretty much what I've got left over the top of it and see if we can get a few bites through the night again. So yeah, change of plan based on what we saw yesterday, but I'm confident that those fish will drift back in overnight and we'll get another chance. So yeah, hopefully we can put one of the big girls on the bank. Right, so it's about 4 o'clock and we're going to stick a load of bait in and then we're going to get some rods over the top. So what we've got there, predominantly spicy fish boilies, and I've loaded that up with some trigger ice activator liquid and quite a lot of boilie crumb, and then there's probably half a kilo of the lake pellet in there as well, which is just broken down. And then bought a bag of the lake pellet, went for the 11mm. So I found a nice, really nice spot out there that looks to be perfect. So it's about 6 foot deep. It's glowing up bright orange on the deeper, which tells us it's a really nice hard bottom. So I'm just going to take the boat out and I'm going to drop some of the boiling mixture into the hole, and then I'm going to spread some pellets over the sort of general area. And then about 6 o'clock I'm going to get 2 rods onto that spot. One with a solid bag, one with that Illusion D, and then the other rod I'm just going to go with the solid bag to another spot that I found. So yeah, let's get this little lot in. Righty, so we've found that nice little spot. We've got about 6 foot of water with a nice hard bottom. Been going out with the boat every now and then, just scattering some lake pellets and some boilies over it. I've not had a rod in the water for probably 2 or 3 hours. I'm probably going to give it another hour and I'm going to get 2 rods on that one spot and then another one down the middle, so 2 on a solid bag. So solid bag, just use fairly standard set of components. So you love the Gemini inline leads and the tidy stems, dead easy to swap over if you get a bite. In there I've just got some freefall braid to a size 6 L&D Sharps wide gape, little wafter on the hook, and I've got some boilie crumb in one end. Basically boilie crumb, drop the wafter in, cover that in the boilie crumb, drop the lead in, cover that in pellets, and then seal that up and tie it up. So really compact, feels like a cricket ball. Really compact kind of PVA bag, and then just before lift off I'll just stick the squid smart liquid in there, give it a squirt of that, which I think just gives it a bit more attraction when it hits the bottom. So simple as that, and I think that's just going to go down and sit on top of any weed, and hopefully the wafter will sit nicely and prominently so the fish can see it. I've gone for yellow wafters, you can just see it there on the back. Mike's caught all of his fish on a yellow wafter, so I've stolen that with pride from my mate Mike. So yeah, let's see if we can get a couple of bites tonight. It'll be really quiet this afternoon, but pretty similar to yesterday. It all kicked off about midnight into the early hours, so fingers crossed for an arrival. Right folks, well that's it, Sunday morning. Certainly recovered the sleep that I didn't have on Saturday night. Completely quiet night, so not a beep on the rods. I think the fish had just got on the wind and gone to sort of the main board of the lake, which is unfortunate because I really fancied that spot that I found for a couple of bites, but we can't complain. We've had 8 fish between us, good time, good fun. Weather's been very mixed but really enjoyable. Sunday morning, so a bit of a race to get packed up for 10 o'clock and back home, see the kids, see what's going on, and then back to work tomorrow sadly. But thanks for watching. Don't forget the competition. So all you've got to do to win those hook baits is comment on this video the flavour of boilies that you'd be interested in winning, and I'll pick one name at random in the next couple of weeks and get you some of those hook baits sent out from Steve at West Yorkshire Baits. So Steve, thanks for providing the hook baits, mate. Really good quality as always, and yeah, good luck if you're going to enter the competition. Until next time, tight lines.